Here we have a Mercedes engine. This happens to be an M276, and today I'm going to show you our top 5 common problems we see. So one of the first common problems we see is the upper front timing covers. So what will happen is the sealant will wear off and oil will seep by and come all the way down the engine and get on the alternator, and typically we call this the alternator killer. So this is the number 1 common problem we see when it comes in the shop. So number 2 is the camshaft adjuster. So a lot of times when you first start up that engine, it rattles like crazy. Sometimes it doesn't set a check engine light, sometimes it does, and it will be related to timing. When these get really, really bad, they will typically take out your camshaft. But a lot of times we can catch it early when you hear that startup. So camshaft adjusters is number 2. If you hear a rattle noise, get that looked at. So number 3 is ignition coils. These are very, very common to go. Typically what they do is they get pretty hot and they will cause a check engine light. So when you're driving, the check engine light flash. Sometimes you pull over and you can restart the car and it kind of goes away, but it will set a code for the ignition coil. So if you have one of these that go bad, I would suggest replacing all of them because they can cause other issues. They can pop fuses, they can short other things out. So ignition coils. So number 4, camshaft position sensors. So sometimes it sets a check engine light, sometimes it doesn't. Typically, if you bring it to a shop that specializes in these, what they like to do is check them ahead of time, because what happens is oil will actually wick its way through the sensor, through your engine harness, and go to your engine control module, O2 sensors, or whatever it finds, sometimes even fuel injectors, and cause a lot of electrical issues. So you definitely want to check these. Like I said, it's very common. So number 4, camshaft position sensors. So number 5, we're going to go with the engine coolant system. So you have your water pump, your thermostat, and then you also have your inlet flange that's on the water pump, which has a gasket behind there. Typically at your higher mileage, you see these like to leak just because they're plastic and they have a rubber gasket. And then you also have your inlet pipe flange that goes into the cylinder head, which also leaks. So those are some common things we see, especially at high mileage on your M276.